Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to another chair yoga practice. This chair yoga practice is designed for you to enjoy just before bedtime. So it's a practice that is going to incorporate the moon salutation, which is traditionally practiced around a full moon, but also is a lovely cooling practice for the evening. So we're going to come through a few rounds of that in our practice. Just a note as well, if you are able to get to the floor, we're going to end this practice moving to the floor. If you are not able to get down onto the floor, don't worry about it. You'll stay seated and we'll work the meditation seated instead. So I'm going to give you two options for the end of the practice. One, if you are comfortable getting up and down off the floor, and a second, if you'd rather stay in your chair. So we'll get started. Bringing yourself to sit in a comfortable position. You want a chair for this practice that doesn't have arms, because we're going to move our legs out to the sides. We've got a little bit more space. So you want a chair that doesn't have arms, or you want to be on the corner of a sofa would work as well, as long as you can sit stable, as long as you're not going to slide forwards off it. So find yourself in your chair and plant the soles of your feet on the ground. That might mean you need to sit a little bit forwards in your chair. And also, if it's still not going to happen, if you still can't get the feet firmly planted on the ground, a good tip is to slide a couple of books underneath the feet, so they can be a little bit higher, but they're still planted down. Hands can rest on your knees, in your lap, against your body, whatever feels right for you. And we're just going to begin by dropping ourselves into this moment. So you might choose to close your eyes to do that, or you might just bring your gaze to look down towards the floor, whatever feels right. There's no pressure here to close the eyes if that doesn't feel right, or if there's a worry that you might close the eyes and nod off, you don't feel like you need to close them yet, that's fine. So find yourself in a comfortable position. Think about the places that make contact with the floor or the chair, so the soles of the feet, the sit bones, the back of the thighs. Those places rooting down so the rest of the body can rise up effortlessly. The spine long, the head balanced effortlessly on top of the shoulders. Sitting here tall, but with ease. Notice how the body feels as you come into stillness. If the body feels tired or lethargic, that's okay. Likewise, if the body feels restless or like it's buzzing with energy, that's okay as well. If you're somewhere in between, welcome that. Just observing how the body feels as you make your way into this stillness. And perhaps beginning to notice the way the breath moves in the body as well. Noticing a rise and fall of the chest, or the inflation and then softening of the belly. Maybe you notice a very subtle lift and lower of the shoulders. See if you can soften your face and your jaw. And then when you feel ready, no hurry to get there, you're going to allow the chin to drop to the chest. So maybe use an exhale breath to let the chin fall to the chest. And you're not dragging the chin down, forcing it down, but you're just letting the chin fall to the chest, the back of the neck, nice and long. Breathing steady into the back of the body. Noticing a stretch maybe in the back of the neck or across the top of the shoulders. When you feel ready, you could, if you want to, just start to make some small movements with the neck and the head. So I'm not going to give you any specific instructions here because I'd like for you to move the head and the neck in a way that feels good for you. You might choose to roll the head very gently and slowly from side to side. You might choose to tilt the head from one ear towards one shoulder, towards the other ear, towards the other shoulder. You might choose to turn the head from side to side. or make big rolls all the way through the neck. It is entirely your choice how you move the head and the neck. Make sure you're moving it in both directions, even if one direction feels much nicer than the other. Allowing this kind of softness to creep into the face, to relax the jaw and the forehead as well. And then when you feel ready, just let the chin come back to rest in the center, back where it started. And there's not a rush to get there, you take your time. Once you've got the chin back at the chest, you're going to pick a hand, I don't mind which hand, and bring the palm of that hand onto your forehead. This hand is going to lift the head back up and stack it on top of the shoulders. So you're keeping the muscles in the neck really relaxed and soft, the muscles in the face really relaxed. As you stack the head back up on top of the shoulders, release the hand that you lifted. Find yourself steady here. Maybe the eyes are still closed, they can be, or you might be gently blinking the eyes open. Your choice. When you feel ready, you're going to use a big breath in to stretch the arms up overhead. And when I say overhead, I mean as high as makes sense for you. So you might bring the arms up wide, you might bring the arms right up tall. From this position, we're just going to start to circle the wrists as we bring the hands down. Go really slowly with it. Take your time. Notice the sensations through the arms as you circle the wrists. Maybe the hands are fingers spread wide, or maybe you've made tight fists with the hands, your choice. Maybe try a bit of both. Once the hands have got all the way down to the bottom, they're going straight back up again. And you're going to circle the wrists in the opposite direction. So the opposite way to wherever you were just going, you're going to circle the wrist the other way. Rolling the wrist joint. Maybe the hands are fingers spread wide, or maybe you've got fists closed tightly, or maybe both. You can have a soft bend in the elbows if that makes things a bit easier. Once you've played with that circling of the wrists, we're going to inhale just one arm, the right arm, up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to bring it back around and down behind us. So it's going to come up and forwards. And as it goes back, it will go round and down. One more like that. Big circle in the air with the right arm. Right hand can come to rest, and we'll do the same on the left arm. So it comes up and forwards. It goes open, round and down. So making this movement as big as makes sense in your shoulder. If you're working with restrictions or tightness, you can make bits of the movement a bit smaller. You can adapt it to fit. This is our last one here. We'll let the left hand come back to rest. So we're going to start to make our way through our moon salutation. We're going to run through it 3 times, and then we're going to bring ourselves into a final resting pose before we drop into some quiet at the end of the practice. So in our moon salutation, we work with slow, steady breath through the nose, and we try and match that breath as best we can to the movements that we're making. I'll talk you through the first one nice and slow, and then as we go through the rest, we might be able to pick up our kind of fluidity a little bit more, but we're not picking up speed, we're just finding our way into it a bit more seamlessly. So you want to be seated in your chair, feet planted on the floor. When you breathe in next, you're going to bring the arms up overhead, and I want you to imagine you're grabbing hold of the moon. So a big full round moon between the hands. And the moon stays the same size, so it's not like the hands can move away from one another, they've got to stay here, holding the moon like a beach ball over your head. Inhale to reach the moon up towards the ceiling. Exhale to drop the moon towards your right. So coming into a bit of a side bend. Inhale, the moon comes back to center. Exhale to drop the moon towards your left. Maybe just a little bit, doesn't have to be a big movement. Inhale, it brings it back to center. Exhale, you're going to fold forwards, let the arms fly back behind you like airplane wings, the palms of the hands face down towards the floor. You're looking down towards the floor and letting the body hinge forward. From here, your next inhale is going to push the body away from the knees, use the hands to support the leg, and bring the left foot out to the side. The left foot is stepping out wide to the side, and you're going to find your knees at the at a right angle, a 90-degree angle. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead. Exhale, the elbows bend, the palms of the hands face forward, and the elbows reach out towards the sides. And you're in your wide goddess pose, your seated goddess pose. The toes point in the same direction as the knees, and the elbows reach back, broadening across the chest. Take a breath here. On your next inhale breath, you're going to straighten your arms, and if you can, straighten your legs. So the arms are going to reach out wide, and if you can straighten your legs, you're going to dig your heels into the ground, creating this massive star shape in the body. You might need to shift forward slightly in your chair. Take an inhale here. Exhaling, you're going to bring your right hand onto your right thigh, reach up and over towards the right. Inhale, come back to center. Don't forget, you can do this with your feet on the floor. Exhale, left hand to left thigh, reach up and over towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Slightly trickier one, left hand reaches for the right thigh, you're crossing over the body. Inhale, reach the fingertips of the right hand towards the ceiling. Lovely, very nice. Exhale to let it go. Inhale, the arms back up overhead. Crossing right hand across the body, right hand finds the left thigh, left hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Nice. Your next inhale brings the arms up overhead. You're going to bring the soles of the feet back to the floor, if they weren't there already. And as you exhale, the elbows come down. You're back into your goddess pose, your seated goddess. Use your next inhale to pick up the left knee if it needs a bit of support and bring it back through to center. Sweep the arms up overhead. Catch a hold of the moon one more time. This time, you're going to drop it over towards your left. Exhaling. Inhale to bring it up to the top. Exhale, drop the moon over towards your right. Inhale, back to the top. Exhale, the hands come down through heart center. Pause here, taking an inhale breath through your nose. Maybe an exhale breath, you'll sigh through the mouth if you want to. Lovely. We're going to go through that twice more. And we will move through it nice and fluidly. Twice more, we're going to take the right leg out to the side for the next one, just so we're getting a bit of variation. And then in the third round, you can choose whichever side feels good to step out to the side, because our movements are reasonably even, but we're just shifting a different leg each time. So we'll find ourselves steady. I'm going to turn actually so you can see me on the other side. There we go, that will do, won't it? Find feet firmly planted on the floor. When you're ready, inhale the arms up overhead, get a hold of the moon. Exhale, drop it over to your right. Inhale to the top. Exhale over to the left. Inhale to the top. Exhale to fold the body forwards, fly the arms back behind you like aeroplane wings. Let the body hinge forwards, look slightly forwards. And then hands press the knees away. You're going to scoop up the right knee this time and take it out to the side, bringing yourself into your seated goddess pose. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, draw the elbows down, the palms face forward, the elbows reach towards the back of the room, stretching across the chest, and we take a whole breath here. Inhale, we're going to expand the arms first, and the feet will stretch out so the legs become straight if we can. Don't worry if the legs don't go to straight. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, right hand to right thigh, left arm reaches up and over towards your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand to left thigh, right arm reaching up and over towards your left. Inhale up to the top. We go across the body. Left hand to left thigh, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let it go. Inhale the arms up overhead. Right hand coming across the body, left hand reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale to let it go. Inhale the arms up overhead as you bring the feet back to the floor, if they're not there already. Exhale, the elbows draw down. When you're ready, nice steady breath, the hands are coming down. You're going to catch up the right knee, bring it back to match up with the left. Inhale, the arms go up overhead. Hold the moon, exhale it over towards your left. Inhale up to the top. Exhale over to the right. Inhale up to the top. Exhale, the hands are coming down. One more round. This time you choose which leg you step out to the side. It doesn't make much of a difference because we move evenly when we're there. When you're ready, inhale the arms overhead. Hands grasp a hold of that big glowing full moon and you'll drop it over to your right. Inhale to the top. Exhale over to your left. Inhale to the top. Fly the arms backwards as you fold the body forwards as if you wanted the belly to come down to touch the thighs. From there, hands push the knees away. You'll rise up and you choose, you're stepping whichever leg makes most sense out to the side. Squaring yourself so you sit facing the gap between your knees. You'll inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, the elbows come down, finding that wide seated goddess pose. Breath here. Next inhale breath, straighten the arms and the legs if you can. Right hand on right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Inhale to the top. Exhale, left hand on left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale to the top, we come across the body. Left hand reaching across, right arm stretching to the ceiling. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, right hand across to the left thigh, left arm reaches up for the ceiling. Inhale, draw the arms up overhead as you bring the feet back to the floor. If they're not there already, you can have left them there if that works for you. Exhale, elbows come down, back to goddess. Catching up the knee that you've extended out to the side, bring it back so you're facing forwards. Inhale the arms overhead. Holding onto the moon, you'll drop it over to your left. Bring it back to the top. And you'll drop it over to your right. Inhale your way back to the top. Exhale, hands are coming down. Steady your breath. Take a slow inhale here. A slow exhale here. We're going to drop ourselves straight into some stillness to prepare ourselves as we come down, winding down towards bedtime. So if you are going to prefer staying seated in your chair, shift your body weight right back to the back of the chair so that the back can lean into the back of the chair. If you think you might feel comfortable getting up and down off the floor, here is the shape that you could test out. So you will come down to the floor and you will bring the backs of your legs onto the back of the chair, allowing the body to rest down on the floor. Maybe you want to get a cushion for the back of your head if that suits you. So with the legs on the back of the chair like this, we find on the seat of the chair like this, we find the lower back can really relax, the hips can really relax, the body can drop into total softness. If you'd rather stay seated for this final meditation, you are absolutely welcome to. You can stay seated, you can lean against the back of your chair. If you've come down to this position, you can use the chair to bring yourself back up to a seated position when we get to the end of our final relaxation. So the chair is there to act as your support if you need it. We're going to bring ourselves to a steady, comfortable breath, something relaxing, not forcing the breath to be anything that it isn't. So just letting the breath move into and out of the body with ease. And then when you feel ready, you're going to come to concentrate on the hands as we move into a really gentle and easy breathing exercise, which really quiets down the mind and helps us to wind down before we come into sleep. If you found yourself on the floor, the hands will rest by your sides as you do this. If you're seated, the hands can rest in your lap as you do this. Bring your thumb and your index finger, your first finger together. You're going to breathe in here with the thumb and first finger touching. And then you're going to move on. Let the thumb touch the middle finger. Breathe out. Breathe in as the thumb touches the ring finger. Breathe out as the thumb touches the little finger. Back to the start. Breathe in, thumb and first finger. Breathe out, thumb and middle finger. Breathe in, thumb and ring finger. Breathing out, thumb and little finger. Keep that going. Thumb and first finger. Middle finger, exhale. Ring finger, inhale. Little finger, exhale. First finger, inhale. Middle finger, exhale. Ring finger, inhale. Little finger, exhale. Last one. First finger, inhale. Middle finger, exhale. Ring finger, inhale. Little finger, exhale. You can choose whether you want to carry that on silently or whether you want to just let that go and move into stillness and a steady breath. We're here for 2 more breaths. When you feel ready, you might start to deepen your inhale slightly, maybe beginning to wiggle the fingertips and the toes. We're going to move very gently out of this stillness. If you are seated, you don't need to move. You can stay where you are. If you are reclined on the floor, you're going to slide the feet off the chair, bring the knees into the chest, as much as you're able to. And then from there, roll yourself onto your side, whichever side you like. Use your hand to push the floor away as you bring yourself up to a seat on the floor. And then from this position, you can choose to stay seated on the floor, or you can use the chair to bring yourself back to sitting in the chair. Totally your choice. If you're seated in the chair, there's no need to move, you stay where you are. Wherever you are, whether you're staying seated on the floor or whether you're coming to seated in the chair, I'm going to take a final breath all together. Bringing the hands together at heart center, we'll take an inhale breath. Exhale, we'll sigh through the mouth. Maybe you want to bow the head to the heart, sealing your practice. Thank you so much for practicing with me this evening. I hope you will have a wonderful night's sleep and you can take yourself straight off to bed.